Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Elder Scrolls Oblivion as a necromancer was a super fun change of pace. Let's follow that up with a classic challenge. Today's the day that we figure out, would I be able to beat Pokemon Emerald with a team of only one Rattata? So, Rattata. Well, as you can see on screen already, it's pretty difficult to do runs with. This is a very, very weak Pokemon. For context, starter Pokemon usually have about 310 as their total base stats. Rattata only has 253. Between having terrible defense and special defense, as well as having low health, we're gonna be incredibly frail. Not only that, but our special attack is so terrible that although we can learn some pretty crazy moves, anything that's not normal type is probably gonna be very weak. By level up, we learn Hyper Fang pretty early, and it's not too bad since it can cause flinching, though it also can miss. The flinches could possibly help us in the Rock Gym at the start, but other than that, I think that Super Fang is going to be our only other good level up move. Even then, I'm not sure if we'll use it. It didn't really pay off much in the last couple Rattata runs. By TM, we have some awesome type coverage with things like Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Iron Tail, and Dig. Really though, the only move here that we can do decent damage with is Return. Considering how many things can probably one or two shot us, we're gonna need Return without a doubt. Like always, I'm writing the script as I go through with the challenge, so all this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I think this is gonna be the hardest Rattata challenge that I've done. It was easy in Gen 1, and Gen 2 was hard, but not the worst I've ever done. Emerald is just a really hard game for solo runs though, with things like the extra hard Rock Gym and a 2-on-1 fight in the Psychic Gym. It's gonna be brutal. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Rattata. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. So, right off the bat, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Trico with Rattata so that we can do the whole run with it. I picked to replace Trico so that our rival would have Kabuskin, probably the hardest for it to fight since it's part fighting type. I name him Manbar, as is usual for our Rattata runs. Our nature is naughty, so more attack and less special defense. I'm happy with that, I think we need the attack. Although the less special defense is probably going to be a problem by the end of the game. Our ability is Guts, so we get a 50% attack raise if we get a status affliction. That could actually be really good in the Electric Gym. Also, does this Rattata sprite look kind of weird to you, or is it just me? I don't know, I feel like I've just never seen this specific sprite before. While I do the early travel, let's go over the first major roadblock of the game, Roxanne's Rock Gym. She's got 2 Geodudes and a Nose Pass, plus 2 or 3 potions and a berry. I think it's 2 potions, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, point is, we're gonna have to grind for that for sure. We can't learn any moves that are super effective against them yet. In fact, we can't learn anything that does regular damage to them. They resist everything we can learn right now. They spam Rock Tomb too, so we're gonna lose our speed advantage pretty quick, and that's the only real advantage that we have here. I'm gonna have to try the fight a few times before level 20 with Hyper Fang, but I think that once we hit level 20 and learn Focus Energy, then maybe we could stand a chance. Yeah, we'll still be really weak and frail, but crits can make a big difference. Who knows, maybe a critical Hyper Fang at level 20 is actually going to be really strong. It's hard to say for sure. I'll give it a go though. Okay, so the first try at level 17. We did alright. I mean, for as far as the Rock Gym goes. Is it really alright when we couldn't take down one Geodude? Well, we got her to use a potion at least. I'll go level up 3 more times and try again with Focus Energy, but considering how much damage we were taking from Rock Throw and Rock Tomb, I don't really have high hopes. So I try a few more times at level 20, but I'm not really having any luck with it. Even on a crit, we can't one-shot Geodude, so we never ended up taking down a single one. I can't believe how frail we still are too. It hardly takes any hits to go down. I'd show you guys this grind, but you remember what this area is like from the insane Poison Moves Only run a few weeks ago, right? I still can't get over that one. Hardest run I have done in ages. Let's not have this opening part of the video take forever. You'll see me again when we're finally ready to win this thing. Some of you people have been saying the videos are getting a little too long, and I don't blame you. But whenever they're not really long, people say they really like the long ones, so I have no idea what you want. You well and truly cannot please everybody. Okay, so at level 25, I lost twice to the first Geodude due to amazing strings of misses. But after that, we just ended up critting it for a one-shot. On the second one, it flinched on the first Hyper Fang, so it never hit us either. Nosepass at the end just missed Rock Tomb, and then we crit to take it out. It's shocking how easy that was after having a bunch of tries where I didn't even get close to winning. With the Rock Gym down, it's a very short trip to the Fighting Gym. Now, our defense is pretty bad, and we're weak to fighting moves, so I'm kind of worried that Makahita will just one-shot us with Vital Throw. Who knows? Maybe he'll waste a bunch of time with Bulk Up. I mean, we are over-leveled for this point, it might be okay. Plus, I grabbed the Silk Scarf so we can enjoy that 10% boost to the power of normal moves. Well, my guess was right. We swept the gym up to Makahita, who probably could have messed us up with Vital Throw, but just ended up wasting time with Bulk Up, so we got a quick win. Now, there's a bunch of trainers that we could fight on our way to the upcoming rival fight if we want to, but I'm not totally sure how many levels we need. See, our rival will have Kabuskin by now, and that could be a problem since I think she'll have Double Kick. I'm not even worried about Wingull or Lombre, I just think that Double Kick could probably take us out really fast. We're a bit over-leveled though, so maybe we could two-shot it with Hyper Fang. If so, the flinches could save us, or we could use Focus Energy on an earlier Pokemon so that we potentially crit. I think we could win this without grinding, so I'll just have a few trainer fights instead of all of them. The rival fight was a close one. Wingull and Lombre were one-shots, but Kabuskin nearly went down in one Hyper Fang, nearly took us out with Double Kick, and then went down to Quick Attack. Good thing we leveled up, though I doubt it's enough for the next part of the game. Next is the Electric Gym, but like usual, I think it's going to be a problem. Watson has a Magneton that we for sure can't one-shot, so I think it's safe to say that we'll get paralyzed. Thing is, we have Guts, so getting paralyzed will boost our attack by 50%. We still might not act, and we will be slower than them for sure if we're paralyzed, but the damage buff could potentially help us pull through. It's hard to say considering how frail we are. Losing the speed advantage alone might make us lose the fight, so I made sure to pick up a few extra levels while we're here. While we're traveling, it's a good time for this week's sponsor, Surfshark VPN. Surfshark has been a part of my daily routine for a few years now, so it's always awesome to work with them again. Surfshark is a VPN, a virtual private network. It lets you access any country's version of any website with ease from your phone, computer, Chromecast, and just about anything else you can think of. It's great for accessing other countries' catalogs of shows on sites like Netflix and Crunchyroll. Personally, I use it for Fight TV all the time so that I can watch All Elite Wrestling in Canada without needing a TV subscription. It's easy as can be. You just pop open the app, pick the country you want, give it a few seconds to connect, then refresh whatever page you're on, and it thinks you're in that new country. Cool, right? It's also real good for if you want to hide what you're searching from your internet service provider. I'm looking at you, China. You know what you did. If you want to sign up, then there's a pretty massive discount you can grab. You can enter the promo code MDB for 83% off and 3 months free. Yeah, you're only paying 17%. It's pretty wild. Check out the link at the top of the description if you want to sign up and give it a try today. I highly recommend it. Now, I've got an Electric Gym to lose at. So first is Voltorb, who was a one-shot with Hyper Fang. So was the Electric right after. We missed our first Hyper Fang, but it didn't matter since he just used Howl. We got paralyzed from static in the process though, boosting our attack from our ability, but also still cutting our speed. As soon as we fought Magneton, we missed another Hyper Fang, got confused off Supersonic, hit ourselves in confusion, then got finished off. Okay, that was just unlucky, I'm trying that again. Second try, and this time we didn't get paralyzed by static. We still ended up getting paralyzed by Magneton and his Thunder Wave, but it powered up our second Hyper Fang and we landed a crit, taking him out. Last was Manectric, and things didn't start out great as we couldn't act on the first turn. But on the second round, we just one-shot him with Hyper Fang. Our ability was really helpful here. Now that we're done the Electric Gym, we can finally reach some new TMs. We're not far from Dig, so I think I'm gonna pick that one up for a little bit of help in the Fire Gym. Could be good for avoiding overheat on Torkoal, or even trying to stall to let Sunny Day run out. Plus, we can pick up Return after we beat Maxie. You know, sometimes I see people say that we should have a rule against using Return, and I literally don't get why. Like, some people say that it makes it too easy, but like, it doesn't. I still have to try fights dozens and dozens of times. I'm the dude doing the runs. I know how required Return often is. Anyway, we're unbelievably weak and frail this run, so I'd be crazy not to take literally the best move we can learn. We already have the disadvantage of using one of the weakest Pokemon in the game, and being outnumbered 6-1 by the end of the run, and not using any items in battle when the other game's trainers use full restores. I really don't think that me using Return is unfair. That said, I bet Return with a Silk Scarf and the same type attack bonus won't be enough for the Fire Gym by the time we get there. That said, I'm not sure if Return with a Silk Scarf and the same type attack bonus is going to be enough by the time we get to the Fire Gym. There's only one way to find out. Maxie ended up being super easy with us one-shotting most of his team. Camerupt could take a hit, but it just used focus energy, so we never even took damage. I'm not sure the Fire Gym will go quite that well. Okay, so the first try at the Fire Gym didn't go great. We swept our way to Torkoal, but when I used Dig to dodge Overheat, it didn't drop her special attack. That sucks. It looks like it has to hit to have its effect. Well, we got one shot on the next round. That's fine. Return will do more damage anyway. On the second try, we hit Return, Overheat missed, we hit Return again, and she was left with red health, so the second Overheat got us. Man, even with a miss we can't win. I got a Silk Scarf and the same type attack bonus. I thought this move is supposed to be OP. Alright, what if I keep trying with Focus Energy until I get a crit? There we go, 3 tries later and it gets us a crit. You know, we never really use Focus Energy in these runs, do we? Maybe it'll be worth it in this one. Let's go straight to the normal gym and see how much it does to slacking. But on our way there, I took the Rude Fossil. I knew that if I didn't say what I took, you'd all ask. Actually, now that I think about it, everyone ask anyway. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Well, on the first try at the normal gym, it went great till Slacking, who we crit with Return, just for them to use Counter to obviously one-shot us. Okay, that was my fault. I can just use Focus Energy on that turn, and it'll probably be fine. Second try, and this time with the slight strategy tweak, and we ended up beating the entire gym without taking a single hit. I thought it would go well, but I didn't think it would go that well. Next up is a little bit of travel to the final required rival fight in the Flying Gym. Now, the rival fight will probably be easy, but I'm worried about the Flying Gym. Between the tanky Skarmory and the generally powerful Altaria, we likely won't take them down fast. That means we have to take some hits, and we can't take many of those. Because of that, I make sure to pick up the TM for Ice Beam at the abandoned ship. Our special attack is terrible, but Ice Beam will at least be really powerful against Altaria, and we're gonna need this move eventually anyway since the Elite Four has a Dragon Trainer. Let's hope it can pull its weight. I'm kind of skeptical. Well, at the rival fight, we totally swept May's whole team other than getting hit by Fake Out, but of course that's not strong enough to do any serious damage. I'm starting to think that I'm gonna need to do a May challenge. Let me know in the comment section if you want to see a May challenge, and if so, what starter should I pick? I actually don't know. Doesn't May never fully evolve her Pokemon in this game, like her starter? Does that mean in the May challenge I've got to use a second form starter just, you know, to keep with the theme? I should do that. That actually kind of sounds fun. I really think we should do that. First at the Flying Gym was Swablu, who just used Safeguard, so we took him down pretty easily. Tropius really worried me though. Not because she did much damage, but because our quad effective Ice Beam was not a one-shot. That makes me think we aren't getting the one-shot on Altaria either. Against Pelipper, I figured she'd use Protect, so I used Focus Energy. Problem is she used Supersonic instead. To make a long fight short, she kept spamming Protect and we hit ourselves twice in confusion to go to low health before winning. Skarmory hardly took any damage from Ice Beam, so I was feeling doomed when it got frozen on the first hit. We managed to crit it to take it down before it could defrost. Last was Altaria, but Focus Energy saved us and gave us a crit, letting us get another quick knockout. I gotta say, Focus Energy is really fun so far. You know what time it is. It's time to slowly become paranoid about the impending brick wall. We're on a travel-heavy part of the game right now, where I need to go through a forest, climb a graveyard island mountain, which is really weird now that I say it out loud, but I mean, I guess that's what it is. We need to go through Team Magma base, and then the Aqua base, and then sail across the sea. The only major fight during all of this is against Maxie, and he's usually pretty easy, although if any Maxie fight is gonna give us trouble, it's usually the upcoming one. We need all of this travel though, because it's gonna give us some chances to level up. See, right after this we have the Psychic Gym, and it's a double battle. Since this is a solo Pokemon challenge, that means we'll have to take a useless Magikarp into the battle with us so that we're able to start the fight. So our Rattata has to take down 4 Pokemon. Well, they can fight us 2-on-1, so even if we get one-shots on them, they still can hit us. Plus, half their team resists normal, so return won't do as much damage. Not only that, but we have a nature that lowers our already horrible special defense. At the time that I'm writing this, I'm only level 48, and we only have 42 defense. Basically what I'm saying is that I can all but guarantee that we'll get brick-walled at the Psychic Gym for ages. I guess we'll just beat Maxie and then see if things look up by then? Alright, so things were a lot worse than I thought. After losing to Maxie 4 times, thanks to Swagger's confusion damage doing so much to us alongside Takedown, we got this lucky run where he just missed Scary Face and we took him down early. Unfortunately, right after was Crobat, who just confused us and took us down quickly. We're so frail that we can't handle Maxie. So I'm grinding until I can deal with Maxie. This isn't usually how it is, but we're also not usually using anything this frail. If we can't beat Maxie yet, then maybe we need to level up until high 50s or even 60, but then right after is the Psychic Gym, and that's way harder than Maxie. What level am I gonna need to be to win that fight? 70? It's not like I'll even have a chance to set up Focus Energy. I'm sure they could two-shot us. The more I think about it, the more I think it's possible that we'll have to be the kind of level that normally wins us the game just to beat the Psychic Gym. I'm worrying too much about this right now though. Let's just get ready for the Maxie fight. Okay, so at level 57, we have a try at this Maxie fight where we literally don't get hit once. I don't know what to tell you. Confusion just never got us to hit ourselves, and they never tried an offensive move on us, mostly because they were just busy with potions and effects. This was a fluky fight, but I'll take it. Last bit of travel before the Psychic Gym. We've got decent attack and speed, but that's about it. I've been trying to think of what I could do to help us in the gym, but I'm drawing a blank. The best I could think of that might help is to learn Shadow Ball. It's 80 power, so a bit weaker than Return, but it's gonna be super effective. No same type attack bonus, and it won't have the raised power from our Silk Scarf, but that just means that we can swap that out for a Shell Bell at some point once we have that made. Oh, and all ghost moves are physical in this game, so that means that we get to use our attack stat instead of our special attack, and their Calm Minds won't make our Shadow Balls do less damage. This really seems to be the optimal move for this fight. I decided to replace Dig since that was getting to be far too weak to actually use anyway. I hope this is enough. So, on my first couple tries, I found that Shadow Ball one-shots Xatu, but that we always just go down to a few Earthquakes from Claydol. I figure if I could get Xatu to just use Calm Mind for a few turns, then maybe we could work on the other guys, but I'm probably taking a hit every turn, so I don't see us surviving this quite yet. Solrock and Lunatone seem to be two-shots just like Claydol, but they're not terribly far from being one-shots. Maybe this won't be as bad as I thought. I'll come back with some more levels. At level 65, we can get farther into the fight, getting 2 of them to faint. Problem is, the third Earthquake we take will always make us faint, and their whole team but Xatu are still two-shots. That means that someone will hit us every turn, and we can't win this fight in only 3 rounds. If we got a bit stronger, then we might get to one-shot everyone. But even if we do, we could still just lose if they hit us on each round. That's where I think a Shell Bell would have to kick in. Speaking of, I've started on making one. You have to come back to this cave at 2 different times of day to get everything that you need, but once we have a Shell Bell, we can at least heal a bit when we deal damage. I don't think it'll be enough to save us yet, but with just a few more levels, I think that it'll be possible. Grinding is slow. Let's hope that it's almost done. At level 68, I gave it a few more tries. Well, the Shell Bell really didn't help much, but it's better than nothing. We were able to one-shot Xatu and even Lunatone, but we couldn't one-shot Solrock. We were able to take it down eventually, but not before the Earthquakes from Claydol caught up with us. See, Claydol takes 2 hits to make faint, and it's best to try and keep it alive since his Earthquakes do less damage than anyone else using Psychic. Grinding is brutal right now, but I think 2 more levels might do the job. If we can just get a one-shot on Solrock, then I think we can win this. The next try was brutal. We're level 70. We can literally one-shot everything but Claydol. I thought we finally had this one, knowing that we had just enough health from the Shell Bell heals to survive an earthquake, when he suddenly used Psychic for the first time and took us out. That was heartbreaking. Maybe if I have slightly more health or do slightly more damage? 2 more levels later. This one had me sweating bullets. We swept our way to the showdown with Claydol like usual. He still hung on with red health, he went for Psychic again, and we survived with a Sliver. He tried to hold on by using a Hyper Potion over and over, but all it was doing was letting us heal with our Shell Bell. Eventually, they ran out of potions, and we got the win. I can't believe it's finally over. With that horrible fight done, there's just Archie, the Water Gym, and Wally. After all of that, we can finally get to the Elite Four. I'm sure Archie will be super easy at this level, but you never know what to expect from the Water Gym. Sometimes Kingdra can be a real problem, so I think I'm going to need to switch back to the Silk Scarf and return for the fight. The Shell Bell is cool, but I think we'll need raw power for that fight. First is Archie, who's a one-shot sweep. The only damage we took was from Rough Skin, but we just healed right back up with our Shell Bell since we still had it on at the time. The Water Gym ended up being a total sweep. I guess I was wrong to worry. I really didn't think we'd just one-shot Kingdra like that. Last before the Elite Four was Wally, and outside of his Magneton getting us with a Thunderbolt, it was a no-hit sweep. Well, that's the first few easy fights out of the way. I get the feeling the Elite Four themselves will be much harder. Now that we're at the Elite Four, let's take a look at our stats. Well, our attack is 129, and our special attack is only 64. So I get the feeling I'm not going to be grabbing the TM for Thunderbolt to deal with Wallace. Also, only 64 special defense in a generation where every water move is special has me pretty worried. Make your final guesses on if we can win this or not. Let's do this. First is Dark Trainer Sydney. The first 5 tries went terribly, with us always getting hit by Sand Attack right away. Thanks to that, we just kept having runs where either our accuracy would get completely ruined, or we'd make it to Shift Tree, who uses Double Team and Swagger until we go down. Gonna be honest, I thought Sydney was gonna be the easy Elite Four member to beat. It's fine, even with the attack loss right at the start of the fight, we came really close to one-shotting him. I'll just come back after getting a few levels higher. We're already using the Silk Scarf, so maybe getting a little bit more attack will do the trick. 3 levels later, and the fight was completely different. We crit to take out Mighty Anna before Sand Attack could get us, and Swagger from Shift Tree never ended up making us hit ourselves, so we just used the attack boost to sweep his entire team. Huh, that was nice. Second is Ghost Trainer Phoebe. First is the Dusclops, who always stalls us out with Protect and Pressure to waste our power points, so I just used Focus Energy right away. Once we landed Shadow Ball though, it wasn't a one-shot. We also got confused right after. Really not a good start. I used Ice Beam a bit to save on power points, but we still lost a lot of uses of Shadow Ball before she went down. Bayonet was a one-shot with Shadow Ball, and Sableye managed to waste extra turns of Shadow Ball by getting us to miss twice with only 1 double team. We took it down, but we're at half health. The second Bayonet was also a one-shot, and we went into the final Dusclops fight with only 3 uses of our Shadow Ball. Because of pressure, that means we can only use it twice though. The first one takes her to red health, her Ice Beam takes us to 42, and our last Shadow Ball got the knockout. I knew I should have used a power point up on the Shadow Ball, that was way too close. Third is Ice Trainer Glacia. This one was mostly a sweep either than Walrein, who did tons of damage with Surf. So much of this seems to be one-shot or get one-shot. I guess that's natural though, when you're this frail in a solo Pokemon run. Fourth is Dragon Trainer Drake. Things started alright with Shelgon giving us a chance to use Focus Energy. We did lose some speed to Rock Tomb before we took him down though. Altaria couldn't get one shot despite Ice Beam being quad effective, so we ended up taking a really nasty hit from Double Edge to bring us to just below half health. As Kingdra came out, we did great damage but got taken out by Surf. Maybe if I try again with a Shell Bell and a little critical hit luck from Focus Energy, then I could win. So I try a couple more times with our new combo. The Shell Bell actually helps a ton and gets us a win against the Kingdra because of having more health, but we still never landed a critical hit against Flygon, so we got outsped and taken down. That might be because of the Rock Tomb at the start slowing us down. I guess I could keep trying until that misses. We really do need a crit though. Let's hope Focus Energy pays off soon. The very next try went so much better as we never lost speed, so we were able to take out quite a few of their Pokemon without getting hit. In fact, against both Flygon and Salamence, we crit with Ice Beam, taking both of them out in one hit each. We may not have needed those crits though, now that we have the speed advantage. It's hard to say. Finally, Pokemon Champion Wallace. First is Wailord, so I just hit return to bring him to low health so that his Water Spout didn't do much, then finished him off. Second was Tentacruel, who we could just nearly one-shot, but then it hit us with a huge Hydro Pump to bring us to red health. We got some health back after he healed and we took him out, but it's not much. Third is Ludicolo, who hit us with a Giga Drain to bring us to only 2 health as we finished him off. Naturally, we quickly got finished off by the Whiscash right after. I bet if we got that one-shot on Tentacruel, then we'd be fine. I picked up quite a few rare candies. Let's just use a few and see if we can win this. So I used 2 rare candies to get up to level 83, but it took 5 attempts before we could one-shot Tentacruel. And even then, it was after the first one didn't take him out. He Hydro Pumped us, then we one-shot him after he healed. I have a few rare candies left. Let's get up to 85. Okay, so we still don't always one-shot Tentacruel, but on this attempt we did, so things went better. We still took a lot of damage from Whiscash using Surf, but we healed a bit of it back up thanks to using our Shell Bell. Next was Water Onix though, so our attack was cut from Intimidate. We were still strong enough to get a 2-shot, but just hardly. And we took a ton of damage from Surf. Because of that, when we got to Melodic at the end, we easily went down to Ice Beam. Maybe if we just had slightly more health we could win? I'm gonna use my last few rare candies and see how it goes. Okay, level 87. So sometimes we land a one-shot on Ludicolo, but sometimes we don't. We didn't on this run, but it got him to use a full restore, and since all he used was Double Team and we never missed, we went into the Water Onix fight with full health. It actually went great, with him only using Dragon Dance, but not getting the speed advantage from it, so we still had full health. Melodic was a beast though. Right away we hit return for half his health and damage, but his Surf did more than half of ours, and he healed enough from a berry that our next hit brought him to red health instead of getting the knockout. I thought it was over when we got hit by Ice Beam, just to survive with only 4 health. He used a full restore, but we had the speed advantage and did exactly enough damage to just hardly get a 2-shot. I bet we were in damage range for that Ice Beam. We easily could have lost that fight. With that victory, we get into the Hall of Fame and win the run, but you know it's not over yet. Gen 3 has a post-game fight with Stephen Stone. I really doubt that we could win this fight even at level 100 since we are just far too frail, but you guys let me use rare candy cheats in the post-game so we can just level up to 100 and give it a few tries. Alright, you've got to see this hilariously bad fight. Would you look at how little damage we're doing? I would argue that Skarmory is one of Steven's weaker Pokemon, and we can hardly do anything. I tried all of our moves, but nothing was doing the trick. That's alright. I never expected this fight to be possible anyway. Well, that was a fun run. For sure not nearly as easy as Rattata only in Gen 1, and much harder than Gen 2 as well. I really hope you guys liked that run. The next Pokemon Challenge should be up next week on Saturday like usual, with a really hard one that you guys have requested for a very long time. Basically since the start. Pokemon Gold with only 1 Hoppip. As always, I'm looking forward to your suggestions in the comments, in the challenge request section of my Discord channel, and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. Outro time. I can't go super long today because I've got a bit of a big work day today. I've just started on the Hoppip run, and hey, did you know that Hoppip doesn't start with any attacking moves at level 5? Yay! It's got 75 power points in moves that are not attacking moves, including one of them being Splash. So, of course, the beginning of the game has to just be find Metapods, which are weirdly rare in the beginning of Pokemon Gold. We gotta find Metapods, we gotta waste like 75 power points, which takes 3 Metapods to do, by the way, so that they don't just beat us up with struggle. And then after we've wasted all those power points, we gotta find a 4th Metapod, because, you know, whatever Metapod we wasted the last few on is already used Harden a bunch of times. And we just gotta do that, and then struggle and beat a whole bunch of Metapods. I'm not done it yet. I don't think it's gonna be too horrible. Maybe I won't need to use a Pokemon Center, because you do actually start with some decent money from potions in this game. But I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be a rough run regardless, so I should get back to that. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.